Good evening, Free Enterprise fans. Welcome to a late night race here on the Free Enterprise 2 channel. It's been a little while. We've got a nice race for you tonight between Nitzy and Coffee and Chocobos, with Lord Goober also mirror racing it off stream. And we've got a Zanatsuken seed for you tonight. And we've got Deathlick here in the commentary booth with me, Rowdy Roddy Sniper doing the tracking, and Mutant Discovery doing the restream. How are you tonight there, Deathlick?
Good. I'm here for another exciting race. I just can't even say the name because I just prefer to say Odin because that's all because I associate with the summon than the actual skill. But yeah.
You can just call it ZC. That's totally fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
So, to give you all a very brief rundown of our flag set, this is a Sea Wishes seed. So all of the characters in the seed, other than the starting character, which is Edge, as we can see up there, are all going to be in the Tower of Wishes right from the start. You can pick your party right immediately, and all the character spots are going to be replaced with either donks, flanks, piggies, or items, pretty much. Actually, you only have K main and K care on, so character spots might give you a key item if they are not the free spots. The other things to note, we have S cabins on, so no shopping unless you want cabins in this flag set. We have T Wildish max tier 7, so looting can be pretty good, especially in the treasury. Yeah, starting Earth Crystal to loot the treasury to your heart's content. We already start off in a moment. And then we also have B Chaos. So bosses can appear any number of times that the seed decides to throw them at you. You could have 4 Golbezes if you want. Only thing is, there will not be any Fabul Gauntlets because nobody wants to see that. Nobody's got time for that. And then last thing to note, it's a Dark Matter hunt. They need 50 Dark Matter out of the 78 available. And based on the objectives, there's scrolling on the screen for you. The first group give 3 Dark Matter each. Those are boss hunts. The second group give 5 Dark Matter each. Those are various quests. The third group gives 7 apiece for other quests, and lastly, there's 10 for the giant. And based on objectives today, we've got Odin and Golbez on the boss group, which are always there. We also have Calbrena, Elements, and Dark Imps. For Group B, we have the Forge, Pinktail, and Basement, which are always there. And the random ones today are Tower of Zot, White Spear Altar. And lastly, for Group C, again, Falcon and Murr are there every time. And today's quests are King Spot in the Fey March, and Rat Tail. There's no King Altar yet, as far as I know.
That is a potential handful, to say the least, of possible things to happen. So we're starting to find out what is our a secondary key item not named Earth Crystal. So.
It can't be a blank, so we didn't get a blank this time around. That's good. That looked like a tail. The pink tail. All right, so the pink tail is already in hand. That will be good for 5 Dark Matter whenever they find a hook. And now the likely paths are either going to the treasury and looting right away, or going to the Tower of Wishes, taking a party. There are 8 characters in the seed. It's distinct 8. And I believe, if I remember right, there's no Fusoya in this particular flag set.
Yeah, no, but you can have dupe characters, which is a nice boon. I think one of the flags you didn't mention was B Chaos Burn, where if there happens to be multiple wyverns in a seed, they will spit out different spells, which is fun.
That's like we got Cecils, we got Edwards, we got Sids, we got Porums and Alums, Ellas. All right, so Coffee has picked, looks like, party? I don't remember exactly what got picked up. We'll figure that out.
I think there was a Kane and a Sid on Coffee's side. I think it was just a Kane on Kane. I think they have probably the same characters. Don't need double Porums. Probably one of each twin is probably fine. So yeah, I think a balanced seed with your classic Zerkers. We'll have to go through Mount Ordeals to get DKC online, properly online to be a paladin, and a pair of mages not named Tella, so that's the young twins. So that should be good. Though maybe off the Coffee and Chocobos might have something slightly different. Well, I have to double check.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we find that Bedward is got nothing today, just a wet bed. Under the current way the flag set works, if there's a zonk at that location, it doesn't actually bother to do anything. So no experience bonus for that zonk. There's going to be a treasure rating now by Coffee and Chocobos. Let's see what we get here. Anything good? Zeus Gauntlet. That's good. Bacchus Wine, Murrah, Sorkrobe, White Spear, more Bacchus, Apples, another Ninja, Sammy Artibo, another Sorkrobe. Okay, so that looks like good stuff for a White Mage to do. Definitely good stuff for Edge and for Kane. No Avenger, that would have been the thing we'd really want to see, but for Kane, but pretty good otherwise.
That means 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, so there's a zonk here at Hobbs as far as the boss goes. As the character check goes. We do have our Dark Imp boss, so Nitzy's going to take these to get 3 Dark Matter.
I mean, you need a little experience to go with for the twins on top of that. So it's even as a zonk, it still has value. Dark Matter being probably more important than the levels, but I'd still aim for the levels here. It's just soft boost, still pretty straightforward and easy. Just let them do their thing.
And also of note, it is vanilla monster boxes on today, so if our runners want to take any of those, they know exactly where they are, and they can move around them if they choose. Coffee and Chocobos is declining the doggo, so that probably means it has an X-Cal or something like that. No, it really can't, because there's restrictions on how good those can be. They're max tier 5. So no X-Scales in these chests, but that's a good reason not to take them, actually.
Be only worth it for the experience, but doggo by itself, probably not. Okay, so the clear difference here is just, instead of having a Palom, we want a guaranteed Tella anchor. So that's the only difference. Nitzy has some flexibility in making the anchor. Probably would have to be Palom, because Palom is the slowest mage of all the characters available to Nitzy. So, well, at least Nitzy's party, rather.
Yeah, but there are curse rings available, possibly, and also, at least for the start of this seed, we're going to want a fast character anchoring, because early checks have low agility on the enemy side, so you kind of want to go fast. Nitzy's going to come over here now to do the treasury rating, and also check on Bedward. Going to find out the bad news that, yeah, Bedward is no good.
The way to check is that the cutscene will automatically trigger on the tile.
No,
it's like the last tile. I think it's automatic. I'm pretty sure it is. It has because there is a cutscene. There's a small cutscene before you.
There's a cutscene, but it doesn't go if there's a zonk here right now. Meanwhile, Coffee and Chocobos is finding out that a Paladin Cecil made this fight a little bit faster, because Karate has the auto drop there. It'll go pretty fast with the ninja swords going on there, but I'll see if this is one of those some things of Karate basically leading into Karate, because we can have that happen.
I mean, with Tella being the anchor, Edge is just going to outspeed him quite a bit, so he just gets in just all the turns. He's eating all the turns essentially until someone else comes up. So I mean, having the Tella anchor definitely kind of bumps up Edge's productivity, as it were.
The total goal is a question mark, because we can't actually make it 50. It kind of limited with the drop down, and nobody ever thought of 50 goals being a thing. So we're gonna give you the dark matter count, which is, you can see 3 on Nitzy side, nothing for Coffee and Chocobos just yet. And we found that there are 2 key items here in the Tower of Zot. What are we getting? So Magma is holding the spoon hostage, or vice versa.
I think the first one's always the Kane spot, so it worked. It's kind of funny. That is
underground access, and if either one chose an Edward, that means Edward or Spoonward would be online pretty quick. Coffee
I don't
did not
think there was. I don't think was there even one. I thought there was like another.
I think there was an
Another
Eddie in the
mage.
seed somewhere, but then we've got Rubicon down here, so a little bit of elemental shuffling going on here.
I think it's interesting. Coffee and Chocobos is being rather aggressive going up the tower first. I would have thought to do a little more like other stuff, but in terms of density, this is the right play. Probably safe and with the knowledge edge does make the overworld doing stuff on the overworld much easier. I think there's still point where he can't, but it's still right now it's more than enough with the cane and toe just in case.
Also a glass helm there, and this Zod is an objective, so that's 5 dark matter for Coffee and Chocobos right there. And yeah, with an edge, especially with Zeus Gauntlet and 2 pieces of Hanzo Steel, it's like it is a pretty solid way to get up Zod. I mean, the bosses aren't that terrible there, and edge is going to outspeed it. The damage will be good. There's a couple things you have to worry about there, but we didn't find any of those bosses in this case, so it worked out well.
Nitzy's following the order without. Didn't do Antlion's Cave. I thought so. I guess we'll sort of may have accidentally faded.
Maybe, or we'll just go back there later. I mean, we do give the runners exit kits. Oh, here's DMs again, so that Mount Hobbs take was not required.
Yeah, no extra dark matters for fighting the duplicate bosses. That is not a bonus. Mylon and friends shouldn't be too bad. That flare that is a little unfortunate because that probably used Porum's agility, so her Porum's wisdom rather, because Porum is actually faster than Palom for the most part, so that makes that damage a bit weak. Although also the split also does hurt the damage quite a bit too. So actually, probably made Palom out of it, but Palom's not quite in the position to guarantee a more damaging flare.
And meanwhile, we find another objective here with Odin behind that Dark Imps. So double bosses here in the Baron Inn. It's another 3 dark matter.
So the key item on top of the key item check. Nothing, but we will have something as a key item following that. So that's something.
Still right? Nope, tower key.
So useful. I find the character checks, especially in the Zot and the Bear, just any character check has more. At least seeing enough of these seeds is more likely to have like a key item than say a typical like K main and monster in the boxes. Like it I'm not sure what the weighting is, but it seems very favorable for if character spots are added. There's a pretty good chance a key item check is there on top of that.
Well, I mean, with main and character checks, I think that only gives 12 spots in addition to the mains. So, I mean, it's a pretty good odds no matter what, because you don't have any summons on, there's nothing in the boxes, so it's pretty limited in terms of where those things can be.
I mean, yeah, everything has to be essentially on the Earth. So, basically, nothing's going to be going to spawn on the moon or anything outside of objectives that will require the darkness crystal. Yeah, the moon is haunted.
Hear me out here. The moon is effectively haunted. However, there is the dais, which can hold a key item because there's a character up there, and the giant can also hold a character, which is a key item. So it is possible the darkness crystal can hold up to 2 of the key items you need. Which if it holds the hook, that is really kind of bad news, because that would mean darkness into the hook would be required. Hey, here's a second copy vote if you missed the first one. No more extra dark matter for defeating the second one, though. Nitzy is found Dr. Luge, so...
I mean, with the boss list, I mean, you're guaranteed to find most of the bosses, but you'll still might miss one because there'll just be one copy of a boss in an unfortunate location. So you will stumble onto the bosses, but you don't want to rely on the bosses getting all your dark matter from.
Well, I mean, that's why they're only worth 3 apiece, and I have had seeds where it's like I've only found 1 out of the 5, even though I've gone through pretty much all the checks. 'Cause there's only about 20 or so bosses you'd have to go through. It's like you're not gonna check the King and the Queen of Eidolon unless they're an objective. You're probably not checking anything on the moon. There's a lot of bosses that are gonna get missed in this thing. Coffee and Chocobos saw it looks like an elements and reset out of it. Maybe we'll go back for that.
Well, probably, yeah, Nisa Anchor. It is Octomammoth spot is actually pretty fast for something, because the boss fight makes the boss slow, but since there's nothing to trigger the slowness part, they actually go zoom a little bit.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's elements, so.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're finding Ashura over here on Nitzy's side, so Coffee and Chocobos has found all the bosses, and Nitzy not quite so much yet, but once gets over to Zot.
Soon. I do think Coffee and Chocobos will likely go to Mount Ordeals anyways. So it's just a matter of time. Although but Nitzy's not too far behind though.
I mean, Tower of Zot is going to get done at some point because, well, number one, it's underground access, so Nitzy's not going to have much of a choice in that sense. The 5-point is Zot, because Earth Crystal. And rushing the tower is a fairly popular play, all things considered. Especially if you have a net.
Are you a loot first guy or a party first guy in this flag set? Like, which would you do first?
I've done both. There are, I think, arguments for both. But obviously, if you go to do the treasury first and then go pick a party, you're doubling back to Zot, so it is a double dip in that sense. So it's faster to, I think, go and pick a party first and hope the loot works out in your favor. And if it doesn't, maybe you're diverting to either Castle Eidolon for a second crack at the apple, or maybe you're backing out of Zot and doing something else. But if I can do the whole, there's a hook here behind Ordeals. That's kind of important. Since the hook is blocking that pink tail, and a rat tail, and a falcon dive.
Given that you have both Tella and Cecil in both parties, they're gonna do it, so it's gonna happen. But I'd imagine the math is definitely different when neither were on the table. If they're neither on the table, this would be not the first choice for any of our runners.
Okay, so there's a Golbez here on Ordeals, which is kind of funny. That means 4 out of our 5 bosses were located on the overworld, and a couple of them were located there multiple times. So apparently, Beauty has somewhere to be because we're just running through this boss list.
Interesting. Coffee and Chocobos swapping the DKC out for a Palom. Not entirely sure why. Maybe not liking maybe rethinking the anchoring situation with the too many levels on Tella, maybe? It's a little strange.
Now, if Coffee and Chocobos is fading Mount Ordeals, that's kind of important because that's blocking 19 of our dark matters, which would mean Coffee would need all but 9 of the other ones that are available. Which, that's not bad, so we've gotten most of our bosses out of the way, but it could come into play.
Well, I mean, at least it also means that he's not relying on Tella to getting Mount Ordeals. At least with this current party construction, not relying you want to use the twins to do the work. Tella has the base enough spells, but will definitely just be the straight up anchor without needing to do Mount Ordeals. But given that this seed effectively requires it, it might be too late a realization. Still may be able to catch up if possible, but they'll be doing other checks that are not necessary to the seed because we know where the hook is.
The biggest thing here is with the way it's set up. Coffee would have to do the giant because with Hook taking the both tails and the Falcon launch at 19 is only 59 is on the table. Giant is worth 10, so you have to take it. So this could be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, Coffee can do checks very fast at times. You might get through the end and realize, wait a minute. But also might discover if that darkness crystal shows up early enough, then the Dark Riders fall right. Have to see, it's going to be two different routes to finish, for sure.
It is the best part of these seeds where so there are alternate routes to the win condition. Although there's more of that in a different flag set, the Tsunami, where you have two options. But here, at least your object, however which way you're collecting 50 dark matter does effectively make a difference. So it's sort of on efficiency in multiple ways.
A package has joined the party on Coffee and Chocobo's side. That's not any use in this particular seed because it's not objective, other than there might be a character behind it. So we'll see if there's a check for Mist at some point to see if there's a character, a chest there actually.
Yeah, the more character checks, more things to do out of the way. We're not clear. There's still other key items that are still at large, so we'll still have to check it out at some point, or potentially forgetting about it. But I don't. But I think
worst
characters
thing
will be
is
thorough.
If you see a blue chest, it's like, okay, I'll check this, and that turns out to be the crystal. Then you're sad.
The seed has to remind you somehow.
Well, that, and let's see, it could also be a sand ruby that leads into nothing as well. That could be the other choice. Most of their key items will be useful for something. Could always be the Twin Harpoon. Yeah. It just tempt you. It's like, you really want to waste your time on one check.
Yeah, it's one out of the way. Just.
Oh well, never mind about the crystal. The Coffee just found it a door. So.
Hey, well, at least even though you're just collecting key items, in crystal not being as valuable in most cases, you're still getting increased experience gain for all the key items. So you're not completely empty-handed.
Oh, true. But we do take off the bonus for 10 key items though. In this flag set, you get 10% boost if you get a key item, I think, and you get a 5% boost if you get a Zonk. As a Zonk actually bothers to trigger something in the game, unlike Bedward, who is just too lazy to get out of bed and actually give you some experience gain. And yeah, otherwise that crystal is just taking up space in the inventory. We don't have any Z in this flag set. That's because Corey's plan is to get 50 dark matters and turn to Corymus, which is a whole other seed and a whole other plot. I'll talk about that some other time.
So Coffee and Chocobo's probably going to have to at least peek the boss before deciding to do it. But might be more difficult. Obviously, ideally for the king spot, I think, which is the required objective. Would actually love a Cecil in it, but maybe getting Tella up, trying to get cast some blink. Well, depends on the boss. If it's a punchy boss, then it's gonna change. It's definitely going to change the math on tackling the boss. So still have to at least want to peek it while here and picking up the whatever the item in the key item chest. So
that is nasty.
Well, yeah.
So that's a Veil at the king spot, which means that is going to be very punchy. That's going to be very fast, and that's just not going to be a good time right now. I think Coffee and Chocobos is going to fade that one if it is fadeable at all for him. So
yeah, this is definite fade. Very difficult boss in a very punchy spot. No, that's a math for disaster. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to at least do the giant or something before that. It's very unappealing.
I think about the irony of saying you have to do the giant before you have to do that. I mean, that is nasty. Yeah, but meanwhile, at least the seed's giving you a cane. You can jump at Val, because if you didn't have a cane, you would have to try to get through all that defense with your melee party, and your castle's going to be absolutely useless there.
You have to jump and then take a punch. Every jump comes with a punch, so it's not perfectly free. It's probably can do it with a Tella or maybe another Porum to get some blinks up to try to absorb some of it. So I don't know. Don't think it's not that trivial. Don't want to miss what Nitzy reset on, but CoffeeAndChocobos
That was missed game. It was just a spot check.
No,
you saw a CPU there that can just stay there. I think that was a crystal helmet. I don't remember what it was because it was kind of really fast.
I think it was more for the XP than the loot. With the loot.
Well, yeah, considering
pro loot not being so good, yeah.
Considering max tier 5, yeah, but
it's a free-ish boss, as it were. So it's not like it's not gonna harm you. It's just gonna slow you down. So the faster you take out the tiny toads and then the witch, the toad witch, that would make that would make life easier. Once they get into the toading side of things, it's definitely gonna slow down your offense.
Yep. So Nitzy has turned in the pink tail. I don't think there was anything too useful there. Epikiadum, obviously. So, on we go. Both runners have now tied up at 14 dark matter. It looks like. And if Nitzy goes and takes the Tower of Zot pretty soon, there'll be an opportunity to some more. Already arrow. Okay. Okay, yeah, already.
Coffee and chocolate. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Coffee.
The coffee chocolate. I think that I'm trying to remember if faded antline. I don't think so.
No, it did antlion because it was a nothing. We already know what's down here. There's nothing here. I believe it was. Also seen before. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew it was one of the objective bosses. I just remember which one it was. We've seen so many of them.
Coffee and Choco was getting the news. What I don't remember what the king had, but doing Shield 1.
Shield 1 is the check here, anyways, and this is going to be Adamant, which is half of our forge. So that is something to keep in the actually. We have the whole forge. We have the whole forge. Okay, so that is another 5 dark matter available. Nitzy's gone to lead with 17 temporarily. Coffee will be able to get another 5 though pretty soon.
Just a reminder.
Oh, the king's reward. Okay. That's why I was leading myself. Oh yeah, there's no legend sword down Coffee side. It's like, oh wait a minute, it's because it was getting lit up in about 1 second. Okay.
But there's definitely there'll be nothing to buy from the shop other than cabins. So I guess it's whatever the reward is. Think.
Well, it's 5 dark matter and it's Super Smith playable. So
we should be getting something decent, or maybe not. Depends. There's at least the Super Smith weapon will be something that someone that in this entire group the Tower of Wishes could equip. So that's at least nice.
Scrap is in play, so is Calipour and Caliburn. It's just already arrows, which we already got those. Kind of womp.
Interesting time to loot. I think for a little more. Probably hoping for something for Cecil, maybe. We have the Artemis bow, so we have the Artemis bow, so I think it's more than enough. I think we have another decent amount of Hounds of Steel and maybe a decent spear. I think we're mostly good. Maybe hoping for a stat stick for the twins. That'd be the only thing you'd hope for at this point.
Yeah, probably a Charm Rod would be nice to see somewhere. Coffee's going to take the Tower of Babel, which makes sense. We have a tower key. We have a top of tower check.
Shouldn't be too bad. The bosses on the tower probably I would say kind of the easiest. I mean, obviously the Super Cannon Room boss with Dark Imps.
Well, Super
Normally
Can could be a little bit annoying if it's a gold buzz exactly, but other than that, there's not a whole lot that can really be nasty here. It's a Lugia, which is
this is
slightly annoying.
It's a little slower. Yeah, because you have multiple phases, but it's fine. But the Dr. Lugia spot at the top of tower, just usually lots of HP, not a lot of spell power, not too punchy. It's like I mean, no valves of punchiness isn't exactly. It's actually kind of scare anyone. At least with this party, with having at least done with at least having done a few boss fights. So this is not outside of maybe Wyvern doing something nasty. That's about it. This tower should be pretty quick for Coffee and Chocobos, barring something nasty.
I think Nitzy has finally realized Dot is the only thing left, so we're going up there now. About 20 minutes after Coffee got here, but the good news for Nitzy is that Ordeals is still looming large as a fade because Nitzy can do the Falcon route if it decides to, and has a character check there, which could lead to another key item, which could be one of the ones we need.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference is potentially fading Ordeal. That
we have a
still
quarter
could
leg,
be
a full leg. It could be either one because we've seen both.
Yeah.
But be Chaos. We've got Leg Day for sure over in this seed.
I'm trying to think which is worse or which is easier. It's like it's about the same.
They're about the same here because the magic is so weak here that it's like, regardless of which one it is, Ruby's fire spells are going to be doing not that much.
I mean, it's double-digit damage, man. That's all he can do.
That's low double-digit damage. Besides that,
I mean, you have to give some suspense. It's comical levels. You got it's. I mean, you put Ruby in the CPU spot or the Massa altar, then Ruby's not kidding around then. So I mean, have
you ever known a fiend to actually kid around?
Only when Golbez shows up.
Oh, Golbez isn't a fiend. He's just simply hired help.
Not a jester?
This is not Final Fantasy VI. Sorry.
Oh. So Nitzy's climbing the tower. I went for the flame dot. I don't know what was picked up, but it probably wasn't worth.
That was just more arty arrows. It was not really worth the time, and really not worth the levels either. I have to remember on this one, the SRX, but the monster's actually worth less than the regular ones. Unless you have experience, there's really not much gain to be taken for those things.
Yeah, you're not normally just due for the treasure. The flame dog is
a rat tail. So again, that's a little bit bad news for Coffee because that rat tail can't be turned in without doing Mount Ordeals. So that looks great, but
isn't it that at this point? Isn't it Coffee's only choice at this point? I think he's done. I think he's done practically everything that was available.
Well, we still have this. We still have the tower key check here. So when that comes up, if it's Baron or if it's Twin Harp or if it's Darkness, that's bad news. Or if it's even Luca.
I mean, and it depends. It depends on the chain of. It depends where the key item chain is.
All the key items that he has left chain somewhere. So it's like if this is a key item, that's bad news. If it's not a key item, that's good for Coffee. And we'll find out momentarily as we do the really impossible catch you with an airship type thing.
I mean,
no, there's not that package check yet either.
Yeah, that is definitely clearing out all the underground possible for now. Oh,
That's
no,
nothing.
there's nothing.
So that might drive a package check at this point. At this point, the
Package,
best use for coffee would be finding a pig here.
Just have to at least peek it before doing anything. Oh no, checking for the boss, for the last final boss, I guess. But probably we'll nope out of it immediately after seeing it.
That is bad news.
There. It happened. We're gonna burn the town with ice. Yeah, that'll happen.
I mean, you've heard of the frozen flame, have you not?
Sorta. So I guess
Beauty. I think what we really like to see here is that it actually leads into Anne, Luca, Baron, Twin Harp, and then into nothing, and it's actually the rat tail that has the darkness.
That sounds terrible. I'm sorry.
Because
at this point, it's starting to increase.
Always wants chaos.
I agree with that at the very least. So that we'll have to see who the boss is. Maybe it's the last boss that for the dark matter. That might be it. That could happen. That could still happen.
It kind of depends on what this is. I
mean,
it is going to chain into something, so this is definitely going to be the next check, whatever it happens to lead into. The worst news would be a chain that leads absolutely nowhere. Or that leads to, again, a dead end where it's like, oh, shoot, I have to go back and do that thing.
At this point, maybe wishing for a pass. Ooh,
Oh, there's not going to be a pass.
That's not that. Well, that ruby. What spot is Nitzy at? That ruby just the glare is just.
That's in Tower of Zot.
That hurts.
I would be using some darts here if we can to get rid of this stuff. It's like
probably just use the spoon and call it a day. That would just
even the slumber
especially
sword
with not ice.
Because physically attacking just means you're going to keep getting the other two killed. Kill them out.
Yeah, physical attacks is causing the problem. Jump would save a lot of time, or throwing stuff, or just magic. You don't even have to do ice.
Okay, so now Nitzy is through the Tower of Zot. That's an extra 5 dark matter. Has underground access. Could check the Falcon route right now for the character key item check and taking the Falcon thing down. And now, what is this? It's a sand ruby.
Oh wow!
So that's another check. Now we have to see if there's a blue chest in the bed. Did the chest come down with a desert fever? It did.
Yes, it does.
Now is this? You need this to be darkness. It's a pan. Okay, so
that's yeah.
Well, you gotta check the pan, which is another check from Sheila 2.
Yeah, that's a chase. If that's a chase to a complete zonk, that would be really bad for Coffee.
At this point, Coffee would hope that it leads to Sasuke is the 20 dark matter reward from Corey. Okay, I know we had seen that already.
Do you think the kind of mid turn in the 20 is worth doing? I feel like it seems like a little out of the way. You could probably survive a seed without having gotten the super smith weapon.
Well, I mean, it depends on what it is. I mean, it can zonk enough of the time where it's like, I think I've only gotten really use out of it maybe a third of the seeds I've played. But again, if you're in a party like you don't have anything really good for Palom, you don't have anything really good for Cecil, anything really good for you don't want an Avenger for Kane or Cecil, so it's like, there are things it could do. All right, so we've got the Pan Bonk on Yang. This is not a key item. It is something else. And today that is Dragoon Spear. Nice for Kane.
It's still the best weapon for Kane, more or less. So this is fine.
Yeah,
I already had. I'm sure the White Spear. Was a White Spear, so it's more or less negligible if you don't care for the differences. But yeah,
I mean, if you run into a Wyvern somewhere required, that could be important. Because we still might have to do the Giant on Coffee and Chocobo's side.
Nitzy's finally going to. Oh yeah, I turned it in. So now doing the hook route. So that is some progression. We know that is an objective that has to be done. So that's one thing, and then there'll be at least another key item check at the spot where Edge is there. So that would have been there.
All right, Pan turn. What is this? Darkness Crystal.
Oh, okay. This is hard required. So I think both ways are.
It is not technically hard required, because the Darkness Crystal only gives 22 dark matter in this particular seed, unless there's something else on the dais or the Giant that's blocking things. And that's going to depend on what is down here on this hook route.
Probably still at least set up to do the. At least you still would plan on doing Giant unless something better comes along. I mean, obviously, doing Giant is quite a bit of time to do because of the two bosses, and that can be a pain point if you don't have enough levels to survive some of it, especially at the element spot.
It also depends on what they are. I mean.
Of course.
What the worst thing there could be. I mean, the worst thing, in my opinion, I think would be something along the lines of either CPU or it would be, I think, Magus Sisters, because they have just boatloads of health.
I'm never really threatened about the Magus Sisters at that spot, but
I'm not worried about the threat. I'm worried about the time investment.
Oh yeah, the time. I saw a mute knife at least on Coffee and Chocobo's side, so that
there's a mute knife for an edge, which will help, but
it's kind of. They could probably do a lot of the work anyways. It's not like obviously you want having a rune axe for Kane and mute arrows. I'm not sure if mute arrows have been found for Cecil, but that would be part of the toolkit to take down the Magus Sisters. So I missed the rune axe earlier. I think I saw a rune axe maybe.
I've seen a rune axe as well. All right, so first things first, we're going to get a check of the lunar dais, because there is a character check here, potentially, with the key item. If there's nothing here, though, it's just going to be run past it. Again, this is one of those cases where Zonk gives you nothing. Nope, there is nothing here at the dais today.
So doing the Myrrh altar, I think.
Yep, this will be a Myrrh play. Or white play. It could be either one. We don't know. There is a key item here on the hook route. This could be important. Let's see. This is either Baron, Twin Harp, or Luca, I think.
Yeah, that should be what's left. That would start because there are too many other objectives.
Is the basement's an objective? It's Baron.
That is, yeah. Willed it into existence. It's gonna happen.
Now, that's this means actually now Coffee and Chocobos is kind of let's see, what does it cause now? Basement means that we've got 24 dark matters behind the hook, so that would be almost everything else has to be done if that ordeals have gone back to at some point.
Yeah, that's gonna be a feels bad moment, just because realizing that what you did essentially ended up fading is kind of coming to bite back. Like it's like you had the DKC and it's like I don't feel much about that and kind of ignored it. So it's as a consequence. Well, so it still depends on how much time is made up though.
It is still possible to win if nothing else shows up, so long as nothing else is blocked. Nothing else can be blocked actually by any of our the items. So at this point, it's literally like you just have to do that veil at the king spot. It's just utterly just bad.
Yeah, that's a disgusting spot. Right? It's just not appealing. Looking for more loot. I guess another dart for edge for Nitzy.
Hey, we got King and Queen Evelyn. That's a nice bit of vanilla, which is going to take longer to get rid of than it's worth.
Just kill the king. That would save a lot of time. As killing when the king disappears, the queen disappears to follow, but it requires her to get a turn after the king dies. So
this is a fast spot, so that's not a problem here.
Yeah.
If you're over at some place like Typo Inn and you take out the king, you're just waiting. It's like you're waiting for a little while.
No, you murder them both as quickly as possible. Probably with Quake Kid. So like you just need this.
So we've got the Baron guards down here, and stone came off. So off slot stone worked anyways. Got some levels on the two twins who survived, and we got an X scale for darting. There's
as well.
Weapon. 7 dark matter for CoffeeAndChocobos, up to 26 now, I think.
I like it when Palom reaches learning stone. It's like 38 or so. It makes completing a lot of the free bosses that much better. Especially, I've just kind of learned to love stone learn much earlier than Rydia. Rydia learned stone way too late.
CoffeeAndChocobos didn't take the White Spear altar, did he?
No, that's a leave in fave doing the giant immediately, thinking that's where the dark matter is going to be. The 10.
Well, there's going to be 10. There is a key item check there, of course, but it's kind of weird to fade the white, considering that's worth another 5, and still need, even with a giant, you'd still need 14 after this.
Probably forgot. I feel you usually try because they usually like you usually would lump these two together because they're like because 7 is preferable, but the 5 is still pretty strong, and they're all essentially key item gated checks for the most part. So if they're already there, you might as well do it. Just probably forgot. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible. With 14 left, might be hoping for the other 2 C objectives. Maybe he's planning on doing a king hit. Maybe he's planning on going up somewhere in there, because that is certainly a possible thing.
Well, the king makes a lot more. The king, you already know who it is, and does have a king, so it's not like after doing this, doing that spot is pretty free-ish at that point. Not like it'll still be tough, but it's not definitely with all the levels collected from the levels collected, if they all live for both the CPU and the element spots. This is more than enough to take on that spot.
What do we got here? Free.
Oh, this is free.
This is the regular old
Kaipo guards.
Yeah, Kaipo guards. This is Quake will get rid of this, I think.
No, just stone. Well, why do Quake? Why not stone?
Because stone has a chance of failing.
I like my chances. See what happens? Yeah, there. See, works 100% of the time when you call it.
I take issue with your math on stream here.
It's more than 50-50. I like my 50. I like if it's more than 50-50, it's a pretty good chance to me. Mind you, I think certain seeds have, not this particular Flexed, but certain seeds that having the sweet show up of Odin it's a nice touch for me. Like that's gambling to its ultimate form.
Speaking of gambling, there was no safety save before this. We've got another Rubicant again.
Well, I mean, trying to run buffer, but to avoid the glare. But the glare is still coming, and they're probably just worth nuking. Virus is not as efficient.
Starting an edge makes good sense.
No, she's dead. That's fine. We
Yeah,
just need Palom or Edge online. And we'd be more than enough.
just a casual quad there against Forum there.
That's all that spell power that the CPU mod gets. It practically guarantees that CPU always gets wall work. That like wall actually has a chance to not work, but that requires a small stat, and that ice 3-0, that timing not quite there.
Yeah, unfortunately that healed for about 5,000 there, so little glitch in the plan there. Unfortunately, we got Forum knocked down again.
I would almost gamble for a Fire 3 instead. That actually triggers Rubicon to cast Life Wand on everyone on the ground, including the live people, live characters. But that might be a thing to do. Like if you're in a bind, that is sort of a thing you want to at least try.
There's some Dark Matter for Nitzy over there with the completion of the Falcon launch. And there's the Ruby down. Okay. We're going to see if there's a key item here to distract Coffee and Chocobos. It can only be the Twin Harp or the Luca key. Twin Harp would be kind of sad here because we know it's not going to lead into anything that's useful.
I mean, something has to show up at some point, so but it could be.
Well, yeah, eventually, but there is a key item here, which means it's going to divert Coffee and Chocobos from the answer. That's unfortunate. Right, this could still be an answer some way or other, but
just wait. Hope finding out what the betrayal chest shows up with.
The 36 Dark Matter now for Coffee and Chocobos as the back and forth between our racers continues. It is a Luca key.
A Luca.
Well,
that's another track.
Now, if Luca has the Twin Harp, that means that check is probably getting taken, and we're probably going into another chain of sadness.
I'm gonna follow her. I mean, there's been the thing saying, follow your objective, follow your key items and your objectives. I guess.
It's more like you stick with your fades. It's like if your opponent did that and it's something that's important, it's like you're kind of hoping that it isn't, because he's like, you made that fade. Sometimes it's a good play, and sometimes like this, it's not really ideal.
Did Nitzy peak the king spot? Because that's probably likely gonna be a immediate fade, despite.
I suspect it's going to be reset and let's try something else. I mean, it is possible. Sometimes you'll just decide, I'm taking this because I'm here and I think I can beat it, and then it tells you otherwise. And I think, yep, that is the exit we expected.
Yeah, this is just not enough levels. Has to do probably at least do Giant or something as difficult as Giant to.
Well, the problem is it doesn't have the Giant access yet. If Nitzy had Giant access, actually, I think this would be in Go mode for Nitzy.
So needs to get the pan, if I'm not mistaken, and that is
it's got to be the package, and I think that's actually here.
Yeah. So probably will fall into that. Given not a lot
of checks left. Yeah. Let's see. Is this Twin Harp? Is this going to divert Coffee even further? Oh, it's a nothing. Okay. I think that tells Coffee and Chocobos everything that needs to be done there, in terms of
we know exactly where.
Yeah, have to go to ordeals. So good news is that's going to get Falcon Chocobos is going to be one short when this is over with the ordeals, because that hook will give Rat and Pink immediately. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's a win. This is going to be, he'll have enough. because the Golbez we give free, and then there is 12 available from turning in the 2 tails.
Yeah, that's okay. So just the missing boss plus the tails.
Yeah.
So it's just a timer for Nitzy then for whatever.
Yeah, nitzy is about I think maximum about 5 minutes here before this is done.
Either way, it's worth while we wait for the completion of one or the other. You could be worth joining the Discord for free enterprise, just because you will find out when these races are being run. Chat with others about this game, the randomizer, and there's also a wiki that is source of information, and those which is pretty good. And there's also some tips that can also be found there for improving your enjoyment with the randomizer. Like finding out where Val doesn't spin to win with her magic immune spins. It's most locations, but not all locations. And visit the website because maybe we want to roll a seed, because especially if you find these flags interesting, you can definitely roll one of the seeds that the runners on screen are playing.
You fly on the wall right now when it's Coffee and Chocobos sees A, hook, and now B, you gotta sit through Golbez.
Hey, if your opponent have to do the same.
Well, you don't know that for sure. You kind of suspect you kind of had to, but meanwhile, the good news for Coffee and Chocobos is finding this Golbez means it's immediate go, as opposed to Hook just brought you to 48. Oh, there was that white spear also, so it's like you could have just gone to the white spear and then finished off that way if it wasn't Golbez.
Well, we don't know we won't know maybe after the seed. Coffee and Chocobo is using a nice trick using status effects, sort of priority for at least for magic, anyways. So paralysis isn't as high on the seed. There are a lot of things that are ahead of paralysis, like death, obviously, or petrification. But poison is definitely ahead of it, and that's what makes the trick so amusing.
Yeah. So Edge got turned to stone there, so we had to go down to Kane now in order to get this done.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, there's no problem here at all. But it's just funny because we were sitting on Edge, and then it's like, then Edge gets beat, and it's like, oh.
At least he gets a free heal. That's all you can. That's after the fight. It's all you can ask for.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like you don't have to worry about clearing the stone. Hey, more legs. Okay. If you forgot from an hour ago that this was the starting boss, this one's the elements.
Quarter leg. Another quarter leg show. Then we'll have. Then was it the basement? Or
basement's the objective for 5.
Probably we'll do that. Maybe right now, immediately, or maybe no. Probably won't do the liberation first.
Mainly because you don't have the darkness crystal yet. In that case, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's behind the pan. So Nitzy's sort of out of the way, doing essentially nothing that gets towards darkness, but not. Is it still critical for Nitzy to even get darkness at this point?
Let's see, 34 from that, 41 from the king spot. Yeah, kind of still needs to go that route because otherwise there's not enough there, because darkness has Let's see. 22.
This might be a diversion.
Oh, there's a twin
Oh
harp.
no, it's the twin harp.
That's not good. Um,
Sort of a reversal of fortunes, but yeah, Coffee Chocobos has this in hand. Just has to visit and donate the rest of the dark matters acquired.
yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this doesn't actually have to get the darkness. That's right, because getting the rat tail, getting the rest of the forge would be enough to do it. Just hasn't taken the right checks to get there yet. And meanwhile, we're going to have a GG from Coffee and Chocobos in about 15 seconds. I have to do the 21 first, though, because, yeah. Before he goes in order there. And that's a GG.
GG's to Coffee and Chocobos for finishing this race. Also being mirrored. I forget who. Someone else is playing
Lord,
this race.
Lord Goober is running at mirror. Coffee and Chocobos is the first finisher at 57.49. So GG's to Coffee and Chocobos, who I don't think we're going to hear any interview from tonight, unless there's been a change of plans. We're just going to end up seeing the spoiler log and seeing... Well, I think we know where all of our key items actually are, so there's not really much point to the spoiler log.
Yeah, there isn't. I mean, we know where everything is. It's no key item behind this spot, as this is considered a K summon spot. So
Yeah, the only we don't know is we don't know the boss behind this, and we don't know the boss behind the White Spear, and that is literally all we don't know. That actually matters. Hey, it's we
more
just saw
fried
this.
squid. Yeah, more fried squid.
Apparently, Baron has been taken over by, I think, Doppelganger and this are both the squids.
Yeah, look, there's too many arms in the pot.
Well, hey, look, if you're a king in these modern times, you want as many hands as you can possibly get, right?
2 arms. That's all I got at this point.
You actually made me speechless there for a second. I mean, that's okay.
Shouldn't be too long to get this get the squid done. It does require 3 damaging hits to effectively slow it down. It's like applying slow, but I think probably stronger one. Depends on how slow the Octomam actually gets. But still not too harmful. I mean, Cecil's absorbing blows probably could be in the back row, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, for keeping Edge there in the start for the anchoring purpose, as this is just fast anchoring, it does mean you have 3 out in front there because we never found any in the back row the Edge with.
Yeah, you can.
So that's
use
another.
cane to jump.
There's a Life Staff. That's another 5 Dark Matter, up to 34.
Darn, I think I was just swapping in the weapon just for stat stick.
Okay, so top of tower and package checks are the ones that Nitzy needs to kind of do here.
Probably would do the package pretty close by.
I mean,
that might be
that stone floor was kind of liquidy, considering what the graphic looked like.
Well, I mean, fire won't make seafood soup here.
Oh, but lightning certainly will.
I don't know. We're doing so. It looks like top of tower. No, we are. I thought Nitzy did dwarf.
Nitzy did do dwarf. I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
I mean,
maybe
you can't use the warp glitch, and it's not even in play. So
we'll see. This may just be forgetting.
probably forgetting will probably be obvious once there's no triggered event happening. So that would be yep, forgot.
Yeah, so top of tower is probably where Nitzy will end up. Hopefully didn't forget about the character checks over in package, because that's actually kind of critical in this particular seed.
Oh no, the tower.
We're
Oh
going
no,
to Fairmark.
I guess yeah, I might. Well, I mean, you got to do it for the dark matter, but is it like it's not like you're gonna get a key item from that spot to do anything with. You can't get it because it's part of the case summon.
Well, basically, it's like you don't have your answer yet.
so-
So it's like this is a nasty boss. It isn't going to get you other than the 7 dark matter. And then you still have to go find 9 more.
I think maybe it's just to pass the time. It's just to pass, like, figure out what's to do next. This is like the only thing to do just in front. But like,
we'll have to ask. I mean, it's like at this point, I think literally the only things left on the tracking list are. Did Nitzy do the cannon room? Because the tower key is there. It's like I'm not sure why the tower hasn't been checked.
Probably forgot. I think at this point, like it's more like this is not the like. I'm not sure Nitzy will get through this fight, but but even if Nitzy survives, it's like I'd rather avoid this particular fight as much, if at all possible. And this is.
And not only that, but it's like this is fast anchor number 1, and number 2, it's like you've got 3 people in the front row, including your preferred damage sink in Cecil.
Yeah, this could go sideways pretty quickly.
We're zerking Cecil anyways. Okay.
I mean, that's an all hands on deck choice. At least the damage is still pretty good. So, but we probably might do a test to see if this is a vulnerable spot at this point.
I don't think this is a vulnerable spot at all, unfortunately. I could be wrong about that.
No, the timing is good. The timing is good.
That's right.
But
now Kane is down. Okay.
So probably we'll need to revive Kane. Yeah, we need to revive Kane to continue the sequence, but we'll need a life potion now. This is not looking
good.
Sideways. Doesn't really need the Porum, just needs the Kane to do his thing, but he has to survive. He will definitely get an opportunity to do it, unless Cecil gets weak, and then that blows up that.
Well, Cecil will be fine until that blink comes off. We're going to need the Porum to stick the blink back on Cecil. As long as Cecil is immune to physical attack, and this could possibly work. Now Edge goes down, so it's like we're. Oh, okay.
The issue is that Cecil won't auto cover if Cecil's weak. That's the real issue. If the weak actually hits the Cecil, he won't cover Kane. So it's just
for some reason I thought that Cecil was zerked in that case. Maybe I'm mistaking how that was all working at this point.
I thought that was like a double zerk. Maybe for a moment I thought I was seeing the same thing you were. I think it's definitely the Edge.
I'll
that
have to go back and watch the VOD or something like that. Okay, now Cecil unfortunately is vulnerable again, so it's like an illusion would be great if we had one. We don't have one.
No, Kane is zerked. That is not helping. Well, not really dependent, but it's not gonna make this any easier. It's just might prolong it a little bit. I mean, the other part is that when you do jump onto Val, you do get punished by punch. If she doesn't die, she's gonna counterattack with a punch. So it's one of those things. I guess we'll just have to muddle through it without Kane jumping, and that could be good enough. This will just be slow. Edge is going to do most of the work, most of the damage. Though With enough time, though, Ray will pretty much annihilate this party. So, someone will have to use heal to reduce. Yeah, those are turns wasted. Not so much Cecil. Cecil's not going to contribute offensively. He just won't. So that's going to be This is gonna take a while.
Yeah, about 32,000 hit points here. So I mean, that's roughly 10 turns at the rate it's going. Okay, Veil is down. And that is 7 dark matter for Nitzy. Needs 9 more. At this point, what's the easiest way to do it?
That's comical. Nice brand for your time. Could have used it for that leg a few times, a few battles ago.
For all the many legs in this particular seed. The top of tower would give, I think, Rat, which would give 48. We haven't seen the Calbrena yet, though, unfortunately.
At this point, Calbrena's on the moon. I think if...
I think it has to be, yes, but, you know.
Well, we also didn't check... CoffeeAndChocobos didn't check what the boss was at Sealed Cave. Just instantly reset after the key item check. That's about most what we saw.
Yeah, so it's still possible it's a Calbrena doll, but we'll see how this goes. We know there's red tail coming up here at the top of tower. Oops. And so far, nobody finished from Lord Goober just yet from the mirror race, but second place still up for grabs in this run.
So,
yeah, it could also be Harp. We haven't seen that boss either.
I don't think Harp is gonna provide. It's out of the way as it is.
Well, we know it isn't the answer up here in the booth, just because everything fell out, but it could hold the boss that has 3 dark matter. It'd be the saddest 3 dark matter you'll ever get in this flag set, but it can still have it.
Yeah. So now doing that, did Nitzy already use the tower key yet?
No.
Or no, because that
I don't
pretty...
think so. It'd be a little bit unusual to do the Inguinator special and then not do the top.
Probably on the way down. It'd be just as well.
Yeah, it
doesn't make a difference ultimately.
Well, the one thing that makes a difference is if this is the darkness crystal, which I know it's not, then you have to do the tower, the can, because you have your go mode at that point.
Forgot out of arrows.
That would mean Cecil might have been zerked earlier and then just got bonked and then lost the arrows. I don't know.
Well, he was doing defense that fight, so yeah, that might. Yeah,
either which way, we ran out of already arrows.
Yeah, there seem to be so many already arrows in this seed. So, but it went through all the
pretty. There's a ton of already arrows, and there's no dragons. Go figure. We haven't even seen a single boss that's vulnerable to that stupid Dragoon Spear or already arrows.
I mean, that is the irony of this particular flag set. Some bosses just may not show up. It's conceivable that all the bosses that you have in the boss list are the only ones that show up because they're guaranteed to show up. So everything else can take a break. They don't have to show up if they choose so.
Okay, so we're just having 7 Golbezes, 7 Odins, 7 Calbrenas, 7 Elements, and 6 DMs. Got it.
Hey, it's possible it could happen. It doesn't have to be fair.
If you ever get that on a sea where the only bosses in the sea are the 5 that are the objectives, you should buy a lottery ticket because the odds of winning the Powerball are better than that.
Well, doesn't even have to be a straight distribution like that either. It could be like It's
No.
although,
Any distribution only involves those 5 is way more unlikely than winning the Powerball. Probably multiple times.
I would still like to see it in action. That'd be hilarious. But so
Only if you
Nitzy,
literally design the seed yourself and reverse engineer it.
I'll take my chances. I'm hoping. I'll hope for it one day.
10 billion seeds later, we get it.
So it looks like Nitzy will probably. Yep, there's the turn. So we should.
We're gonna get it at the very least. Rat Tail puts us at 48. So any one other objective will do it. I don't remember where the Legend Sword. No, sorry, Adamant comes from. It's Sheila, right?
I think so. So yeah, they'll be immediately forged, even though pick up the Dark Crystal later.
This is Sheila 1 coming back to bite again without having the pan.
Yeah, the pan check when you do Sheila 1 and it has what you really need versus what's behind that, like behind the pan, it does really feel bad.
Okay, got it. Just a little update. Lord Cooper finished with a time of 1:10:41, mirroring the race. Just as an FYI. So GG to Lord Cooper. We're going to watch Nitzy finish up now, and I imagine this is going to go Rat into... I think we have to do the package check next. It's all that's left.
Yeah. Like, probably will immediately claim it and try to hope that it gets something, but I think those are already arrows, or was that the pink tail? It's one or the other.
Well, we already got the pink tail from a while back, so that's not that. I thought this was a zonk, but I could be wrong. I don't remember if this was the... What was this? I think it was nothing.
Could be it. Oh, we'll see. We'll remind ourselves in a moment.
Hey, I remembered something for a change. Woohoo!
So now do the turn in to find out it's definitely not what Nitzy's looking for.
Well, I mean, it is in the sense of dark matter, but it's a question of now where do you go?
So package is probably going to be the first thing thought of because it's still on the overworld, so probably might check that next, I think.
Unless recall Sheila 1 is in there and decides to go and finally take it. I don't know which one. Let's see. That is now the 48, and yeah, nothing.
Nothing out there. So yeah, the already was from the pink tail, so yeah.
Beauty, that's the wrong author. That's Dickens.
Maybe you want Robert Frost when the road not taken.
No, because the road not taken is always the one you need in these kind of seeds.
Well. So to go through the sequence, turn around with the boss. I think it was it Elements? I'm trying to remember.
Picture would definitely been more interested if the quote was to blarg or not to blarg.
Hey, Shakespeare can decide. You'd probably be stuck at Mega Flare, let's see, looking at a Riddier start and seeing a partner being Edward.
No, Shakespeare just became Dr. Luge. That's what happened here.
I'm actually, finding the Dr. Luge surprise if you just beat up Blob and then just let him do his thing, and then the the manually controlled version. Oh, man, those are disappointing times. Like you can't even use a thunder claw weakness on that version of Blob.
Okay, so we're gonna get the little cutscene here with the Ed having quaked the mountain down, or the treasurer having quaked the mountain down, and now it's exhausted. He needs to go to bed.
I mean, it is worth pointing out, sort of a reminder. Oh, that's the water hag. Okay, it's water hag.
Yeah, water hag coming from the lake, and it's after the treasure.
Throughout the seed, I think Nitzy forgot to do anchoring with the edge being the anchor the whole time. Made this seed far more spicy than it needed to be. I think
we can always ask if Nitzy
plus.
comes in for an interview. The other thing is, there's a lot of looting done here, and it's like, outside of maybe doing the treasury and storing loot, it's like most of the other things that were being looted were not really adding that much marginal value to things. I mean, every chest is only a couple seconds, so it's like you add them up, it's like it's probably 3 to 5 minutes of extra time looting that maybe wasn't required.
Yeah, a little strange thing. I mean, a lot of concentration should be probably at just looting the Troya treasury plus the open treasury part. Like that would have probably gotten most of what you needed. Maybe getting the hovercraft. That area is usually that the Damsian treasury is pretty lucrative too.
Yeah, I would say just any of the easy chests elsewhere along the way, and it's like, okay, now we got a pan. Okay, so it was pan.
Know what to do.
And will at least get you the Shield of 1 check, which is always available. There is your adamant, and that is the answer. So Darkness Crystal was not required. It was a bit of a circuitous route without it.
Well, I mean, you still had the Mura altar on the moon, so that Coffee did. So I mean,
well, yes, but as soon as
oh yeah, not required, but nice to have.
Well, Darkness is always nice to have, with the fact that it always has at least 17 dark matter, and it's like you only have 78. So if you don't have your Darkness Crystal, you're doing almost everything else on the list without a whole lot of margin for error. But as it turns out, this is going to give the adamant along the way for Nitzy. That's going to be the answer to the seed. And Darkness was not required, but you had to check your package a little bit earlier than what happened.
Am I in sort of the minority? I feel like kind of in these seeds, you just kind of want to aim for the giant, more or less. I mean, if you can avoid it, great. But I think you just want to aim for doing giant, just guarantee giant until you don't have to. It's kind of my thing for this flag.
I try to make the checks as efficiently as possible because this is based on some Jedi flag seeds, this particular Zenitsuken circuit. Like, you only get your main checks, you only get your character checks. It should not take a long time to figure where most of the things are. So, much as how can you most efficiently do what's on the board and get everything knocked off. And maybe it turns out if Darkness is buried, you find the answer before you get it. If Darkness is pretty early, then yeah, you're doing the giant. But I don't see any reason why you try to fade it. It's a question of how much power you need to actually get through it. Some giants, like the ones we saw today, it's like, hey, it's Kaipo guards. Easiest giant one ever.
Yeah.
And, the Ruby wasn't exactly nice in the second spot, but it's not like it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, well, it is even though can be a pretty devastating spot, but it's low on HP, so it's not it's just a matter of time to take that spot down. But yeah, now realizing I have adamant. Forge? Oh, whatever.
Well, it now finds this Shield was the answer to everything, unfortunately. Because when you look at what those two things had, it's like, yeah, the adamant's 5, and the darkness is 22. Those add up to 27, and Sino Calbrena is likely on the moon. Yeah. I had new shield in there somewhere.
So it shouldn't be too long to do the forge, and then it's time to. It's almost over.
Then it is time to give the Dark Mirrors to Corey. Then, of course, that's where things all go wrong, and that's why we have a sequel then with Corey being the big bad butt. By the way, dark matter very fattening if you choose to eat them.
But that's a lot of empty calories there, though.
Well, yes, empty calories, which go into making a big butt.
That's the story.
I also think that we got a Z butt to kick, a little bit of the showing of the hidden treasure chest there by Nitzy.
I mean, it's a nice place to hide some treasure. I think it was like only 1,000 normally.
We see that the one assistant dwarf is lying, so their shop is stocked. It's like, no, it isn't. You only have cabins. We know.
No, it has extremely luxury cabins, that you can't get anywhere else. It's forged in the underground. That's where the best cabins are at, and they're still free.
Yeah, there's not a memory in the ROM to have more than one cabin.
I'm asking for tents next time.
I'm gonna just put an S tent thing up there, and that's GG's for Nitzy. Final time of 1:23:22. Let's see. What is that
Nitzy?
note? Okay. I don't know if we're getting Nitzy in for an interview or not. Let's see. Don't necessarily think so. Oh, all right. We do have Nitzy in here. GG.
GG. You can hear me?
Yep, we got you.
All right. I just had set issues. So yeah, that's how you beat the game in 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 48 seconds, according to the in-game timer.
Yes, because the timer doesn't necessarily keep track of all the time that's actually going on in real life.
No. So apparently I'm supposed to use 1:23:17, I guess, ish.
Yeah, when all is said and done with cutscenes and all the rest of that fun stuff. So, what did you think of the seat overall?
I don't think I played it poorly. I got scared at Val at Feymarch, and I think that was probably where things went off the rails. I don't know if I was even close to CNC. Like, he finished, I think, 20 minutes ahead of me, and
you can watch the VOD back and see where things went, actually, but I'd say that Val was not really the deciding factor there. You had chosen Ordeals very early with Cecil, and CoffeeAndChocobos, that was the last location of the hook on Coffee's side. So, I think what ended up really kind of heralding in this case is you had the package, never checked until the very end, which is where your darkness and your rat tail were hiding. Which is, if you don't have those two, you almost really can't complete the seed.
Yeah, what can you do? I mean,
it is rando gonna rando in a certain sense. It's like you end up making a miss that had some important stuff behind it. CoffeeAndChocobos had a miss that had some important stuff behind it. We were just wondering, it's like, how long is Coffee gonna go before that finally Ordeals forces it, or will it not force it? If that had been a nasty giant, that could have been a difference factor, or a nasty moon spot. Unfortunately, they weren't this time. The giant one was kind of free. Armor was kind of free. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I picked up package, I was like, yeah, I know there's a location there, but there are, there were other greater, I think, probability locations that were still on the table at the time. I'll have to just, rewatch the VOD, but I don't think I played it terribly because I played it better, of course. But rando, good rando. I got a nice sword there. So for Edge, so yeah, just he's an amazing racer, no matter what sort of flag set you put in front of him. So I'm just happy that I was able to race against him and able to learn what to do potentially next time.
Yeah, because I'll be next week for you. So we wish you good luck on the next race for sure. I guess the only question I had real quickly is why you had chosen the party formation you had chosen most of the seed.
It's a party formation I'm the most comfortable with, given the number of seeds I've run, which is not a lot of seeds, but was there, like, I assume CNC picked up Edward? And
no, actually, there was no Edward pickup. The question is more that you had 3 characters in the front with Edge as the anchor in the party, and that's a fast anchor. It was kind of just a question of why you had chosen that setup.
I probably just got tied up not trying to figure out, because I was having a really hard time finding a decent weapon for Cecil. I was just sort of balling things up. Kane probably should have been in the middle, or I should have rearranged it so that one of the twins was in the middle. I think I was just not as worried about that as I was trying to just sort of navigate things. So that was probably just a function of you would see me rearrange the party, and I remember at one point I did rearrange the party and then I arranged them back, and I never changed the order at that point. So I think that was just a function of just me just trying to go as fast as I could, and in this case just kind of balling that up altogether.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, fast anchoring can work. I mean, especially early game, you'd probably want Edge where he was in the center. Usually on the later checks like Underground and Giant Moon, usually you'd try to move a slower mage into the center like Palom, and maybe put your Cess on the back row to make the covering work a little bit easier. But you got through everything, so it worked. It was just kind of like it's a choice I don't see as frequently. So just curious strategy behind that, but it looks like it worked out.
Oh, it did end up working out. And I think the issue was, since Edge was my main damage dealer and he was always coming up first, in my brain, I mean, I know a couple of times Porum came up first and I was a little confused by that. Probably just based on, what.
Well, in this case, Porum had the arty arrow, I think, with those times which came up first. Because when you have Edge in the center, I mean, he's going to be relative agility 5, and most of the rest of the party is going to be slower agility, so probably like 6 or 7, just because his agility is so high. I mean, the early game, that gets you a lot of turns with Edge, because the bosses all have low agility. As you get later into the game, it's like it bosses you a little bit faster. So
yeah, and I think that was just my issue was, sometimes you just sort of go on autopilot and you forget about those little things that represent and make up the differences between the CNCs in the world and the nitzys of the world, which is fine. I'm not mad about the time. I'm just mad that I didn't play it better. That's all. Well,
there is always room to learn from every seed. So again, we wish you the best in the next race you do on here, and look forward to seeing you again on the restream. And best of luck.
Yes, thank you. Shout out to Beauty and Discovery for making all this magic happen. Also, shout out to Deathlike and yourself, Garen, and to looks like Rowdy was doing the tracking. So I hope I didn't make life too impossible for him. Just you're all amazing people, and appreciate everything. So thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, morning, or whatever it is, whatever time zone you're in.
All right. Deathlike, anything to add before we say goodnight?
Oh, that only had one question. Just, I was wondering, had when you practiced these seeds, have you I think you did picking your party first before looting. Have you tried the other way where you looted first and then decide the party from that?
No, because in trying to prepare against CNC, I happened to roll 2 random seeds and somehow won the 1 in 90,000 where I had Atella start with Hook start as the K character item on both seeds. So I kind of got locked into a different way of just running the seed. I think I would want to know my party first, and work around that just because of comfort level. Like, I'm not super comfortable with Yang. I'm not even really super comfortable with Porum. I'm more comfortable with Palom. I think it just came down to who I thought I could best run the seed through with. But probably we'll need to just watch this VOD back and see what CNC did. Because clearly that was the optimal play.
I think when you want to watch it back, you'll see it. The party differences were similar but yet different. I think, but took advantages of the Tella that was there. That probably would. So for the anchoring part, and then swapped out he had a Cecil to begin with, and then swapped it out probably because probably not getting good enough on the weapon side of things. But don't think the party was that much different. I think it's just Coffee and Chocobos just powering through the seed much differently than you. I think which would be my best guess for this.
Oh, I appreciate all the feedback. That like I've never ever considered myself a good runner of this in regards to that, and I never think of going back to Mysidia once. It's kind of like I've locked in this party. I'm going to just sort of roll with whatever it brings me and basically go from there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very different. You definitely showed up. Don't worry about that. It's just it just looks different it just looks very different, and certainly you did a very good job of powering through. Even with the edge as your anchor, that at least going through that Val at the King Feymarch spot, that was pretty good. That was still pretty good considering.
Well, thank you. I tried to put on a good show for everybody, and I knew going in that CNC is amazing, and there's a reason why he's the top seed in our group for a reason. And so I know I would need some sort of candy-coated miracle, which is probably maybe why I made the plays that I played, were the more low percentage plays to try and spike. I was looking to spike the Darkness Crystal, and I didn't even see my seed where it was hiding ultimately, because
Sheila too. That was your last
right.
pickup. Yeah.
Yeah, and then at that point I just had to forge to win. So I was just like, yeah, okay. Thanks game. So in my quest to try and find the Darkness Crystal, it didn't quite end up the way I had hoped it would end up. But as they say, rando's gonna rando, and just learn and move on to the next round. I forget who I'm playing, but I'm sure that they are really, really excited to play against me, and I'm really, really excited to play against them and get that all set up.
Well, GG's again, nitzy.
Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna drop out, and thank you again so much, everyone, for putting on all of this. None of us is possible without you guys and everybody in chat who has stuck around. I appreciate all of you, and love you all. So thank you so much for watching.
All right. Thank you so much, nitzy. So that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight on the Free Enterprise 2 channel. We have no restreams tomorrow, though we do have 3 matches tomorrow to go through, and there's one of each flavor, so you can choose to watch whichever is your pleasure, or all 3, because they're all at different enough times where that should be possible. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, we have DMAR versus Drinks Glue, an event team matchup, which will be fun in the Zanatsuken circuit, which will be on Khadgar, or you can just watch their streams individually. And then at 9 o'clock, there is Scarlet versus Scratch Dragon. That is a Tsunami Open seed, which will also be, you can just watch the individual streams there if you so choose. And then at 11:30 p.m., there is Pushball versus Crispy Slick. That is a Mega Flare rally for some late night spiciness. Again, that is going to wrap it up then for us here on Free Enterprise. So again, thanks to Deathleg in the comms booth for helping me out with keeping things straight tonight, Beauty Discovery for rolling our seed, and Rowdy Sniper for not so much button pushing as opposed to just keeping track of all those lovely dark matters flying around. And we'll see you next time.